Okay, sorry guys. There was a delivery man come and my little dachshund and beagle were having a complete conniption and I was afraid you guys couldn't hear me. So I've stitched a little bit more onto my bell. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay the bell over as so. And I'm going to take my needle and I'm coming out of the last bead that I went through on the bell. And I'm going to go through the very first seed bead that I added in the bell. Then I'm going to come up through the top of the bell. And then I'm going to go through a bead here on the base of the bell. Now this is where it gets kind of hard to get into because you've been stitching through that bead for a little bit. So you'll just want this, maybe have to wiggle it a little bit to get you in there. And it's handy to keep a pair of pliers next to your table as you work too, so that way you'll be able to pull easily. Okay, so I've stitched through it. Now I'm just going to take my needle and I'm going to continue to go back through the beads, my last two beads here on that I added for the edge of my bell, pulling it good and tight, and then I'm going to go back through the very first two beads I added in the bell. And you will want to reinforce this 2 or 3 times. Once you've done your reinforcement, you're ready to tie off your thread. So the easiest thing to do is I'll take my needle and I'll come up under thread between 2 of my beads that are side by side next to where I'm exiting. I'm going to pull and leave myself a small loop, and I'll take my needle, go through that loop, and I'll pull. Then I will stitch through a few beads, and I will do the same thing on this side. Go under my thread between 2 of the beads that I'm exiting out of there, leave myself a small loop, take my needle, go through the loop, and pull. And I normally do about 3 knots like this. You just don't want your piece to come apart after you spend all this time on it. So I'm going to pull, stick my needle through the loop, and pull. And before I cut it, I'm going to stitch through some of my beads because I never cut next to a knot because I'm always afraid I will cut the knot. So once I've trimmed it, I'm going to give it a quick rub on my little mat here. And voila! You have a beautiful new pendant that you can make as, you know, a seed bead necklace. You can put it on cording, you can put it on chain, whatever you want to do to it. It's completely up to you. But it's super, super easy to make one of these. As you can see, it just takes a little bit of time. And if you look at it and you think that your bell is not completely centered, then you can take your encasement and you can wiggle it and work it a little bit till you move that bell to where you think it's directly centered. So I hope you guys enjoyed this new project and enjoyed the technique. It's really, really not hard. It just takes a little bit of time and focus. Thanks so much.